Well, let me just put this further back. Alright, sweet. What's happening, everyone? Hotspur News here. Welcome back to another video. This is going to be a weekly roundup of some of the recent events that have happened over the last 7 days. Today, we're going to be focusing on three aspects. Number one, the whole news about the managers. So, Nagelsmann, Ten Hag, you know the rest. Number two, we're going to go more in depth on the 4-0 win against Sheffield. And thirdly, we're going to discuss the social media boycotts of the Premier League clubs and players who have boycotted social media over this weekend due to basically the reason for this is due to online racial discrimination. So we're going to start off with that. So we're going to start off with the boycott social media. So Josh, you think this is the right decision? Do you think?
Yeah, I'd say so. I think Michael Richards on Sky said it's perfectly. It's not going to change anything, but it's a step in the right direction. And I don't think it would change anything at the moment, but I think it's a good thing for football, because on Twitter you see the players, the clubs, they always get racial abuse, and it's normally the black players. You don't really see any white or mixed race or Middle Eastern or South American players get racially abused, really. So yeah, I guess it's good. I think it's good.
Yeah, because in my opinion, I agree with what you said about it won't change anything, but it kind of shows that the players and the clubs are finally starting to realise that it's actually occurring quite often. Because to be honest, I first saw this ages ago, with the whole Reece James story, Twanzebe after the Sheffield loss, from a Man United perspective, obviously they lost 2-1 to Sheffield. Sheffield's second goal deflected in off Twanzebe, and just because of that, literally so many racial comments. Same with Pogba and Rashford missing penalties last season. So I started noticing this ages ago, and it's good to see that the players to be honest, I guess the players, so the players like Reece James who were racially abused, I realised this ages ago, but clubs and players who haven't realised this before have realised it now, which is good. Which as you said, it's a good step in the right direction. I don't think it will change anything, but at the same time, it's a good sign. Just before we move on to the Sheffield game, so more in depth for that game, what do you think needs to be done if someone makes a racial comment? Do you think they should just be banned on social media, or should they go further?
I think obviously they're starting to get IDs of people on certain other platforms, and I think, in my opinion, with all this racial stuff now, people just can't be trusted at the end of the day. They just can't. So I think people like YouTube and I think Twitch have done it. They've said that you need ID to make an account to do certain things. And I think instead of doing certain things for Twitter, for Instagram, for Snapchat, they need to do it for, which is the three big platforms where you can talk to people. I think those three platforms, they should make it you have to have ID to go on there, because people can't be trusted at the end of the day.
Yeah, because I'm pretty certain Chelsea have already given a fan a 10-year ban for making a racial comment online. I'm pretty certain I saw that on the Sky Sports Instagram, and that is a statement right there. Well, to be honest, Chelsea have been.
To be fair, it is Chelsea, but 10 years I still don't think is enough. It should be a lifetime ban. It's a perfect example. No, with UEFA, they banned that player who was racially abusive to the Rangers fan. I think the Rangers player, I think it was Glenn Kamara. He was racially abusive to him. He got a 10-game ban. Why is he only getting a 10-game? Onana, the Ajax keeper, got banned for a year because he accidentally used drugs, thinking they were pills. For a year, and the guy's getting banned for 10 matches. That's just a joke. At the end of the day, this is not good enough. I know you're saying, 10 years, that's a big statement. It's a big statement, but it's not a big enough statement. They need to ban people forever from going back to the stadium. If they see them in the walking up to the stadium, just rugby tackle them on the floor.
Hmm.
Right,
Yeah.
that's what they should do. But yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, to be honest, I do think the bans are wrong. I mean, 10 games is a joke, to be honest. But anyways, that is the boycott of social media. Well, it's good to see the clubs are finally realising this and the players who haven't been abused. So let's move on to yes, let's move to a more in-depth analysis of the win against Sheffield. Obviously, a 4-0 win, comfortable. And to be honest, it was reminiscent of our performances at the old White Hart Lane when we used to destroy teams 4-0. Penetration at its finest. I swear to God, like Gareth Bale, like it was like seeing the old Gareth Bale, like
Mm,
once again, 14 goals in all competitions. And this guy was called a flop, but he is only one Premier League goal behind Aubameyang.
mm.
Only one, which
That tells two stories though. It tells that Bell's actually not been that bad, and it tells Aubameyang's been really shit. But yeah, um, I think yesterday we played well. I mean, I'm not gonna get gassed and get ahead of myself because I think these three next games are very important for us. Uh, but yeah, it is against 20th in the league. But we did show yesterday we went forward and attacked, and I think we started quite well, which is a very good positive because that's probably the first time under Mason in the last two games where we've actually started really well. Um, so it seems that he's learned. Also realised yesterday as well, he changed formation back to what we used to play under Jose, and that seemed to work a little bit. He didn't use the 4-3-3 with the three holding
yeah,
midfielders. He used the 4-2-3-1, and I think
4-2-3-1.
that worked well yesterday because I thought yesterday we could press more as a unit, and yeah, I think that works more. And the players were closer together, so the passing was more accurate.
Yeah, yeah. In my opinion, like in terms of the formation, in like relation with the player picks, I don't think Gio as one of the defensive two works whatsoever.
Mm,
Um, because Gio's like a more creative player, I think he's more suitable at where Ali was playing, which is Cam, obviously, and that's where he was playing before lockdown started, and he was arguably our best player before lockdown began, um, which is around February, March time last year. Yeah, so in terms of the formation, I would have put Ndombele there ahead of Lo
mm,
Celso, and then maybe Lo Celso or Ali for the cam spot. But yeah, line up. I was happy with it, but at the same time, like, where has Ndombele been the last 2 games?
I don't think I don't know. I think Mason's not really a massive fan of him at the end of the day. I think, I don't know, maybe he doesn't fit into Mason's plans, or maybe, like I said to you on the stream, I don't think he might not respect Mason, because I think that's come out in the media that he actually doesn't respect Ryan Mason and he thinks that he's bigger. Which I mean, I guess, because Ndombele has done more than Mason in Mason's entire career, and he's only like 24. But yeah, I think I saw something as well saying that he's going to take this as a new challenge. So I don't think he will be out of the team. I think he'll be fine in the Tottenham shirt. I think we'll see him back in firing in again. But yeah, I would have played him over Lo Celso yesterday. And I mean, you can't really play Ali and Lo Celso on the same team, can you? I know he was coming in to be Eriksen's replacement, but let's be real, he's not. He's nothing really like Eriksen. Luke Lo Celso's more like a Modric, how we used to be at Tottenham. So, yeah.
Yeah, I thought Danny Ali was okay. First 20 minutes he was shit, like he was sloppy. But then you grew into the game. Second half, yes, okay, lads, I know it's Sheffield. I'm not going to get ahead of myself because, to be honest, like Denny played like this against Wolfsburg. Everyone started sucking his dick, and
Fulham as
and
well.
then he was and then he was shit again. So there you go, Wolfsburg and Fulham. He had 2 good games against 2 poor sides. Everyone thought he was going to be the next Ronaldinho, and then look what happens. You know what I mean? And this has
Mm.
happened quite a few times now.
I mean, I
And, but yeah,
mean, I'm not, uh, um, I'm not against Ali playing in some games till the end of the season. I think he'll start him against Leeds next week, because of how he played today. But which I don't know if it's a good thing or not. But yeah, I think he was decent. But like you said, it's against Sheffield, and let's be real, Ali's just head's not in it anymore. Like he's just not. I don't think he wants to be at Tottenham. I don't think Tottenham want him. I think in the summer we'll sell him. But yeah, I think it was nice to see him play well yesterday. And I think even though I do want him to go, and even I know that he's not been great for us, he's still one of my favourite players. And I think he still has class in him. But he just needs to show that at another club.
Yeah. Because in my opinion, I think players like Ali, Lo Celso, Bale, Bergwijn. I think these type of players need like a run of games to get to their form.
Mm.
So, for example, Bale, he was played. I think it was back in February, March under Mourinho. He was played like 5 or 6 games consecutively, and Bale got 2 goals and 2 assists against Wolfsburg in both legs combined. Had a blinder against West Ham, scored 2 against Burnley and got an assist. Scored 2 against Crystal Palace. So it kind of shows that players like Bale, Stevie, also can find their form again, like regain their form after being on the sidelines for time. Just from a run of games, and I would start Delhi more because, in my opinion, like starting Delhi like more frequently, like is the only pathway of him getting back to his best. But anyways, 4-0 win against Sheffield. Happy with that. To us, to be honest, we've just got to win these last 4 games now, and just hope the other teams around us slip up, such as your Chelsea, Liverpool, West Ham, etc.
I do think it's still definitely possible, though. I think top 4, because I think if you look at it and you can see if we basically just win our next 3 games and we hope Leicester and Liverpool both drop points or lose at Old Trafford, and then West Ham somewhere drop points, then I think it's in our hands. I believe, if I saw something, so that's quite interesting. So I don't think it's definitely over, but still I can't see. I don't even think we'll win all our 3 games. I don't know. We'll just go into that another time. But yeah, I think it's possible, but I just don't think it will happen.
Chelsea's still got to play City as well. But anyways, enough of that now. Moving on to the final thing we're going to talk about in this video, the weekly roundup. My first one ever, actually. I'll let us know in the comments if you see more of these. But lastly, we're going to discuss the managerial role. Obviously, right now, Ryan Mason, interim manager. Nagelsmann's going to Bayern. It's kind of mad how in the Bundesliga, like just like that, Bayern have snatched Leipzig's best centre-back and their manager.
Yeah.
Literally, like, just like that. It's crazy. But anyways, recently with Ten Hag, and I can't lie, this news has kind of pissed me off because Ten Hag is an experienced manager. He's won trophies. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Like, I know it's the Eredivisie and it's not as much of a competitive league compared to the Premier League, the Serie A, etc. But at the same time, he also must consider he also must consider that Ten Hag did coach a group of young Ajax players to a Champions League semi-final.
He came very close. Literally, if it wasn't for Mora's winner, he would have bought like 2 seconds away from being in a Champions League final. Like, they were this close. So,
and I think Ajax would have had a chance against Liverpool as well.
Yeah,
because but anyways, I think Ten Hag would have been the perfect fit for Spurs because to be honest, Ten Hag coached the Ten Hag coached the young players at Ajax, which could therefore potentially suit our youth development in players such as Scarlett Devine, the rest. Like, obviously, Hotspur in the street, Hat, Lol is a massive fan of our youth. so therefore, like, it could work some magic with them lot. But yeah, do you think Ten Hag would have been the perfect match?
I don't know. The perfect match is probably one of the best coaches in the world. But I think he was one that might get away from us. But I think I'm not really bothered about it right now. We need to see who we're going to appoint. But yeah, he is a very, very good manager. And going also on to Nagelsmann, I think Bayern Munich paid like 30 million to get him, which is like the most ever for a manager, which is crazy. But Nagelsmann, I think for me, was the one I really wanted more than Ten Hag, because I thought Nagelsmann probably is probably the best young coach in Europe right now. And I think he has the most experience to become probably the best in 5 or so years or 10. So yeah, but Ten Hag, I just think he did work wonders in the Eredivisie and the Champions League. But let's be real. I mean, that Ajax team was very, very good. I mean, I could coach that Ajax team probably to the quarters at least. Like they were a very, very good team. So I just look at that and his league titles, and he's also worked on a string shoe budget. So yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, to round off this video, I did ask this question to our followers on our Instagram. We're about 50 followers away from 2K, so just drop us a follow or suck your mum. But anyways, yeah, Ben, yeah, a quick question before we round up the video. Ryan Mason, right? Quick question: if we get top 4, would you take him as our permanent manager?
No, I wouldn't. I know that's gonna be like a shock to people a little bit, but I think he's only come through the under 23s. Like, I think if he comes into the permanent job now, I think that's going to be too early for him. I think we should. I think assistant coach would be my ideal thing, because I think he'll take that. I don't think he minds being interim coach at Tottenham. I think he'd take being assistant coach, and I think he would deserve it. But I think, let's be real, if we get Champions League, it will be a miracle. Like, it will be a miracle if we get Champions League. And I think even in the summer, we still have to rebuild, even if we get 4th. So I think we need a manager in the summer to rebuild a squad that's, I think, experienced at rebuilds and plays attractive football. So I think Ryan Mason shouldn't get the job, but I think he should be in the coaching staff in the first team.
Because in my opinion, we must ensure that whoever this new manager is gets financially backed. Pochettino didn't, Mourinho didn't, so we have to make sure whoever we get as our next permanent manager gets financially backed by that bald potato head. But anyway, this has been the first episode of the weekly roundup. Obviously, today we reviewed the 4-0 win in more depth. AK Bell Sexy. The whole managerial situation, and thirdly, the whole boycotting on social media. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.